Dear Lord, thank you for allowing us to gather here today. Please guide us to the right path for our meeting tonight. Thank you for the most recent beautiful weather that you have given us. Please be with all of our citizens during this Thanksgiving holiday. I pray that their bellies are full and all of their families are safe and warm. Please be with our police and fire department as they are on the front lines protecting our beautiful city. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The City of Kirby is dedicated to delivering excellent municipal services to our community in a fiscally responsible manner. City Secretary, please call roll.
Mayor Pro Tem Grant.
Here.
Councilmember Apodaca, she excused herself, she'll be back. Councilmember Salazar.
Here.
Councilmember Driver.
Here.
Councilmember Street.
Here.
Councilmember Martin.
Here.
Mayor Aldrich.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay, we will start off with our citizen participation. And I'm just going to call you Mr. Felix because you were right. You should have been a doctor, sir, by your handwriting.
Thank you, Mayor. Council, good evening. My name is Felix Onamula, and I am here on the topic that was discussed there on the sheet. It said the item. What I'm here for is to talk about the court, your municipal court, with the exception of the judge and the court clerk, and of course taxpayer dollars. And prior to the meeting starting, I provided each of you with a packet of material regarding a citation that was issued by the City of Kirby that's currently within the municipal court. And prior to today's meeting, I also sent y'all an email with some of the pleadings that were filed in that matter. And I wanted to bring it forth before the council because certainly what is happening to my client, Ms. Nancy Pena, is something that shouldn't be happening. We shouldn't be facing prosecution by the City of Kirby with regard to the alleged violation forming the basis of the citation. And the reason is that the citation is based on an ordinance that was repealed in February of 2020, doing away with the requirement of a mover's license. That information and the ordinance that are related to it were provided to your court, and to this day, at this moment, even before me coming here, it has not been dismissed. The packet of information that I gave to you, I offered again to the court prosecutors. They said they would review it, but they would not dismiss it even after me telling them and providing them information that the ordinance that they're using to prosecute my client no longer was effective in September of 2020. If you look at the timeline, in February, we approved the ordinance number 2015, and that should be February 2015. Ordinance number 2015-762 is passed by the City of Kirby. Mover's license is required under section 3410 of the ordinance. We adopted 2015 IBC is adopted. In February 13th, 2020, ordinance 02-019-866 is passed by the City of Kirby. See attachment. All of section 3410, including the mover's license, is deleted and repealed. See the muni code that I attached to that, to your packet. Chapter 150, buildings, in 2018 IBC is adopted. Then in September 30th, 2020, City of Kirby issued citation number 93046 to Ms. Pena for lack of a mover's license. That is almost 7 months after that requirement was repealed. And as of yesterday...
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next up is Ms. Pena.
Yes, I yield my time to Mr. Felix.
We can't do that.
We've taken it away.
I'm sorry, what's that?
sorry. We have sorry. We have taken away that option.
Oh, okay. Okay. So it's per topic versus per citizen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you all very much. You have the information, and I'm hopeful rational minds will occur. Otherwise, we'll have to look at other legal options that's available to us. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for coming tonight.
Thank you.
They have insurance for that.
Next up is Christopher Garza.
Good afternoon, Council. Citizens to be heard is for the City Council to receive information on issues that be of concern to the public. Citizens to be heard is limited to 3 minutes. The purpose of an Open Meetings Act is to ensure that the public is given notice of the items that will be discussed by the Council. Should a member of the public bring an item to Council for which the subject was not posted on the agenda for the meeting, the City or the Council may receive the information but cannot discuss or act upon it at the meeting. Okay, so now this is posted on every agenda. And today I'd like to bring your attention to a disparity of people speaking on citizens' participation. First, the Citizens to be Heard is not a platform for residents to attack other residents. Furthermore, if we're going to allow this platform to just say whatever we want, then you are creating quite a precedent. And anyone shall partake in sputtering nonsense for close to 5 minutes, slandering residents of this community. Now, many items can be discussed, but there's a distinct 3-minute time limit that should be followed and seems to only apply to people that the majority on this council deem threatening to the status quo of how things have been done. Fortunately, these meetings are recorded. It's easy to see who gets more time than others, and it cannot be denied last week's tirade by someone who sits on the Crime Control Committee seems to get preferential treatment because he happens to be friends with a certain councilman that sits on this council's majority. I am appalled by the behavior of this council majority, and it should be placed on agenda to discuss this situation to be corrected. If our city secretary is one who must hold stringent standards to time, then everyone must be held to the same standard, which means that every resident only gets 3 minutes, and when you're cut off, there isn't a 6 more second time to make a last-minute announcement. I think we should absolve the 3-minute time limit altogether, and just let residents speak openly for as long as it takes, as some other small cities have done. This would require some of the council to listen for an extended period of time on some residents and not be in such a rush to get out of this meeting. I'm also learning that those who have been on this council for an extended period have been essentially giving residents false information as to what's allowed at a meeting to ensure that residents are somewhat misinformed. Some of you use the city attorney as a shield to prevent residents from speaking or from finding things out about the city, as I've experienced. Understand, Kirby residents are watching. And as I can see the metrics of the videos that are posted, and more people will continue to see how this council acts and how certain residents are treated by those seated on this bench. The head of this office needs to take control of this circus and stop focusing so heavily on residents they don't like, and council they don't like. From the audience, it's very apparent who the mayor favors and who she holds accountable. How she's trying to convince the public the passage of certain ordinances aren't about certain people. Focus on the city, not your blue friends. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Garza. Next up is Pat McGarity.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to remind the citizens of Kirby that we do have beautification and recycling committee is doing a Christmas decorating contest. We do it every year. We work hopefully with the community to try to beautify and uphold our mission statement. We have made some slight changes, and we look forward to everybody's entry and best of luck.
Thank you, Kat. Next up, we have Lisa Clark.
Hello. I just want to ask about the new stop sign on Benzingelman. It's causing a major inconvenience on my commute, and from my understanding of what I've seen, a whole ordinance has been changed just to have this installed. I have some questions. What data supports this installation? I would like to see the paperwork that proved that there were speeders on this road prior to the installation. Also, if we were so concerned with speeders, why do we not require more police patrol in that area? I would like to understand why the sign was placed before figuring out at Ackerman and Benzingleman, which is a much busier intersection with an offset that makes crossing it difficult and poses a much bigger risk for speeding. Either way, I'd like to see the speed data before anything is changed because there's just inconveniencing residents to appease someone, and I want to know why. There are no kids playing there, ever. I've been here 20 years. Okay, there are no kids playing on there. It's like saying that there's kids playing over there in Ackerman. Okay, there's traffic and everything else. I never seen police officers around there, never. And I'm done.
Thank you, Mrs. Clark.
It's Miss.
Sorry, I apologize. Next up is Jack Miller.
My name is Jack Miller, 4839 Big Gordon, Kirby, Texas. We have to give our address out when we talk, or we just sign up? Okay, some places require that. So I'm used to it. Anyway, I have emailed each and every one of you, I think the entire city administration, concerning you taking a vote on whether or not to allow a citizen to speak on an agenda item. I have advised you all and put you on notice that that is a violation of the Open Meetings Act. It's Texas law now as of last year. It's a criminal violation. I am no longer going to stand here silently and watch anyone in here that is an official, whether it be our chief, him, you guys, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to stand by silently and allow you to break the law. If you break the law, I will be the last thing you think about when you go to bed at night, that night. I don't know what your position is at this point. I have indication from the chief that you might be changing that. And if that's the case, kudos to you. Thank you for recognizing the need to change that and follow the law. But if you don't, I'm here to stay. For the record, I've heard several concerns from citizens as to why I came here. Mr. Bryant is the reason I came here. He called me a separatist. I reached out to your city attorney to sign an indemnity. I do not plan on taking any legal action ever concerning that comment. I want it taken back, and I want the record to reflect publicly whether I am a separatist or not, whether I am a sovereign citizen or not, and please, if you label me one of those two, provide to the public evidence that I am one of those two things, because